With a lot of modern code editors, you can do the exclamation point and hit tab. And when you have an HTML file, it's going to expand into this HTML boilerplate. Well, what is this stuff? Okay, so let's go through piece by piece. So what I'm going to go do now is I'm going to highlight everything and do Control/, and that'll comment everything out in my editor. And let's start talking about the various parts of this boilerplate. So the first thing, let's talk about the doc type declaration. So we're going to type doc type HTML, and that is a self-closing tag, and that tells the browser that this is an HTML file. Okay. After that, we want to have our opening and closing HTML tag. So I'm going to type HTML, and I can close it like so. And what you notice here in this boilerplate, it has this attribute called lang, and that's the language. And there's a bunch of different options here. EN is for English, but you have like ENGB for British English and so on. I'm in the United States, so I'm just going to use EN. Inside the head of the document, you have, or inside the HTML tags of the document, you have the head of the document. And with a modern code editor, I can type head and hit tab, and it's going to generate the opening and closing head tag. And that's using a plugin called Emmet. Inside of there, you have meta tags, which are self-closing. One that's important is the char set or character set. And for HTML5 documents, you want UTF-8. You can hover over this. I'm using WebStorm here, and look this up on mozilla.org by clicking on this link. Okay, and it'll talk more about this. Okay, so if you're interested in that, check that out. All right, another important tag is the viewport tag. So I'm going to say meta name equals viewport. And what I usually stick with is content equals width equals device dash width initial dash scale equals 1.0. And that allows it to be, allows your website to be properly sized on different devices. You notice WebStorm generates this user scalable equals no, initial scale 1, maximum scale 1, minimum scale 1. I want the user to be able to change the scale of what they're viewing on my site by zooming in or zooming out. So I'm not going to put that. Okay. Another required part of a head document is the title. So we have to have the title. And I'll just type this is the title, or this is where the title goes. Now this is the only part in the head of an HTML document that you actually see in the browser. So if I go to my browser here and preview this, you'll see right in this tab, this is where the title goes. It shows up right here. Now, if you want to have stuff here in the body, well, you have to create a body tag here. So inside the body tag is where you'll see the content. This is the content. Okay. And now if I'm previewing here, you see this is the content. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. Okay. So there you go. That's a paragraph in HTML. And you notice here we have our doc type HTML. HTML lang equals English in this particular case. We have our head of our document and then a body of our document where the content on the page is going to show up. Now again, with something like WebStorm using Emmet, we can just do the exclamation point, hit tab, and it generates a lot of that for us. And say I want to delete that line, go down and do the shorter viewport, I can do meta :VP and hit tab. And that's going to give me the shorter viewport. You can also read about this one here, the HTTP equiv. This allows values for different things. So if we want to look here for IE edge, if specified, the content attribute must have the value IE edge. And this is for XUA compatible. Okay, so let's look that up. XUA compatible. Okay, so XUA compatible. What does the meta HTTP XUA compatible mean? And let's see here. So again, we've got this XUA compatible. What does that mean? Okay. And we see here, okay, so this is a for older browsers, okay? Um, okay, and let's see here. Depending upon the Microsoft browsers you support, you may need to continue using the XUA compatible tag. If you need to support Internet, was it Explorer 9 or Internet Explorer 8, um, then I would recommend using the tag, okay? So that's for older browsers, okay? If we go on here and continue to read uh, the XUA compatible meta tag allows web authors to choose what version of Internet Explorer page should be rendered as. IE 11 has made changes to these modes. See the IE 11 note before. Microsoft Edge, the browser that replaced IE 11, only honors the XUA compatible meta tag in certain circumstances. See the Microsoft Edge note before. So that's for Internet Explorer browsers. Okay. All right. Well, that was a short video on the HTML boilerplate generated by Emmet in many of the modern code editors today. If you have any questions, leave comments in the comments below, and maybe this would be cool if you're watching and you want to answer those questions. Answer the questions. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.